Yes, sir. We are live. Yes, the notification went out. We are live. So I'll wait for one person to come. I am the only person here. I can talk to myself. Yes, I will not edit this out, most likely. I know KSR is doing a live right now, which will probably tap into me. I never know who's doing a live when. So I guess we can patiently wait. Two people, someone's here. Hey, whoever's here, chime in. It's just me and you, brother. Oh, they left. Oh, they came back on and left. Okay. Well, that's okay. No problem. I can just talk amongst myself. Hey, not a problem. Not a problem. Just looking on FanDuel. What are we to win? To win the SEC, we are, what are we? 3,000 to 1? 300 to 1. 300 to 1 to win the SEC. But we are ahead of, who are we ahead of? Vanderbilt, Mississippi State. So, hey, so 300 to 1, if you bet $10, it's, I mean, how much money is that? $3,000 off a $10 bet? Of course, you'd probably be losing $10. Yeah. Hmm. All right, three people. Hey, chime in, guys, if you're here. I know KSR is doing a chat. Probably picked a bad time to do a football chat, but like we know what they're going to talk about. I mean, I like Nick Roush and whoever the other guy is, but uh, they're over there talking about Oklahoma or something right now. I don't want to talk about Oklahoma. I want to talk about Kentucky. Anybody want to talk about Kentucky football? Whoever's here, chime in. Sound off. I don't know if I make sure my settings are here. Ah, what's up, Dad? Hey, pork on the smoker. Oh, well, hey, man, you're getting ready to have dinner. If you're smoking some pork, hey, that sounds good. I like that. Yeah. I say KSR is doing a live right now, so Nick Roush and those guys. But they're over there talking about Oklahoma or some other stuff and betting. And I was just sitting here looking at FanDuel, um, 300 to 1 to win the SEC conference. So there you go. So that's, yeah. We're tied with Mississippi State and Vanderbilt. So yeah, $10 would be $3,000, but I'm not going to chance it. Low and slow, brother. Yep, low and slow. Hey, man, it's summertime, man. Low and slow, low and slow. We'll wait to see who else comes on in here. Um, like I said, we're gonna do a pregame show on the first game and probably a postgame show. So we'll just watch the game here. I know KSR can't do that, can they? So we can do a few things that they cannot do. Um, but no, there's not a lot of news, but there's some news. Oh, there's five people. Come on in, guys. Hey, sound off. Let's talk about some football. I was telling Dad here. I know KSR is doing a live right now. Nick Roush and those guys, but they're talking about Oklahoma. So I don't really want to talk about Oklahoma. Yes, more options. Yes. I went on How About Them Effing Dogs podcast last night, and they gave me a big shout out. Randy gave me a big shout out and said that, hey, I definitely do football good. So when somebody like that says you do well on football and you know football, that's pretty good. But I don't know a lot, but I do know some football. Yeah. So anyway, I was looking at KSR headlines too on here. What's the headline I was looking at? Kentucky has four of the top 10 tacklers in SEC history. Why do I believe that? They should, because we were chasing everybody over the years. Yes, we have four of the top 10 tacklers. I know Marty Moore is one of them. Two of them were from the one from the 80s, one from the 90s. But of course, we would have probably the top punters in the history of the SEC. We might lead in tackles and punting. Uh, I thought that was a cute list here. Chris Chenault in the 80s. I don't know him. Oh, two in the 80s. Jeff Kramer, don't know him. And some dude from the 70s, Jim Kovac. So I don't know. But Marty Moore, I know. But yeah, this dude in the 70s had 500 tackles. Man, wow. So yeah, that was the trivia for today. Uh, yes. And let's see, what's the biggest news from basketball? Ortega always in a boot. Everybody's freaking out. I don't know if you guys to change the subject here over to basketball for a second. Ortega always in a walking boot, and people were freaking out, but it's just a toe injury, and supposedly it's minor. It's just precautionary. There's a picture on him on social media in a boot, and everybody was freaking out. And but no, he's fine. Um, and we can talk about Jagger Burton if you want. We keep talking about Jagger Burton. Jagger Burton. I don't know, man. Not getting the snaps, and also they said the center, of course, Brad White and them's trying to build him up. The center has to make all the line calls, so you have to call blocks. Whatever the blocking scheme is. So Jagger Burton, man, I just don't know about putting somebody in there that's not 100% ready to go at center. I don't know what you guys think. Just put Wibberley in there if you have to, because good God, I mean, not being able to snap the ball, and I mean, it's hard enough to know the calls. But Brad White did come out and say he didn't use the word that Jagger Burton's smart enough to make the calls at center. He didn't use the word smart enough. He used some big words. In other words, he's not stupid. He can make the calls. So yeah, Jagger Burton. I don't know, guys. When your center can't, he's a senior, right? I mean, man, if you can't play center by now, I don't know how, you know, just gonna put him in there and let it see if we can do it. Speak up, guys. What do you want to talk about? We'll talk about anything you want to. We were talking about Jagger Burton. That's the Brad White gave a press conference today, and Mike Stoops, the linebacker coach, gave a press conference today, and they talked about the defense. And there wasn't a lot. Mike Stoops said the inside linebackers are playing very well together. So we moved Afari up to inside linebacker to go with Rayner, and he said they're playing very well. And linebackers, like I was saying in my videos, are not going to be 250 or 260 and stop the run anymore. They got to be hybrid. They got to be able to cover people out of the backfield and cover receivers. And, you sort of have to be jack of everything there, because there's no telling where you're going to line up. And, all these spread offenses, you know, because we're worried about Afari's what, 225, yeah. So, but he's fast and he can tackle. So, all right, guys, what do you want to talk about? Just sitting here waiting on the season. Who else was on? Yeah, Brad White didn't really say a lot today. He just said that this is only the eighth practice, and we're trying to get the defense to know the calls. And he did talk about our cornerbacks being as tall as they are. That he's glad that we have very tall cornerbacks, which is always good. And one of those guys going to probably play in the NFL, get drafted, maybe both of them. So, uh, so yeah, our cornerbacks, which is Lovett and Waller. So, yep. And if you guys watch the video I put on about the offensive drills from the summer camp, yeah, DJ Miller, one of the wide receivers, caught a really nice pass in there. So, what did you guys think about Cutter Boley? I mean, he looked good in the. Now it was a drill, okay. Nobody was rushing anybody, but I mean, his arm looked really good. So, Cutter Boley, yeah, having a good camp. I'm wearing number 11, but 11 is it's just a generic number. Who's 11? The third string quarterback is 11. Who's number 11? Our third string quarterback, who's a Kentucky boy. Who? Now that I can't think of his name. Bo Allen. Yes, Bo Allen's number 11. So I'll wear a Bo Allen 11. Actually, it's generic, but no. So yes, we are gonna, like I said, we're gonna have a pregame. I'm gonna watch the game. We'll live chat here. You can say whatever you want. I'm put a little promo video tomorrow Thanks for the thumbs up. Whoever gave me that. We got 8 people in here. Hey, sound off, guys. Hey, nice to see you guys in here. I know KSR is doing a chat right now, a football chat. So I'm going against Nick Roush, and I was like, well, probably not going to win that one. That's why they were talking about Oklahoma and betting, and so yeah, I don't really want to hear about Oklahoma or how many wins they're going to have. Let's just uh, they were on. Nick Roush was on SEC Unfiltered. If you ever want to lose IQ points, go watch that podcast. I never seen so much filtering and unfiltered. They don't know anything about our team. It just amazes me that people have channels and they just recite the same old thing. Yeah, Stoops is going to get fired and we're only going to win 2 games. I got it. Everybody, yes, everybody say the same thing. Yeah, over and over. Uh, all right, anybody want to talk? Dad, are you over there? Dad, are you eating some pork yet? What do you want to talk about? Um, yeah, I mean, there's not a lot going on as far as news coming out of practice, except like I said, our center, Jagger Burton. I don't know about him. Like I said, for you guys that are in here, I'm repeating myself, but continues to worry me. Uh, I don't know if you can't make a snap and you're a senior and you're getting ready. We're getting ready to play our first game. I know I saw Toledo's coach gave a little press conference in his spring practice. So Toledo was practicing, and they're looking forward to this game. Obviously, they have 5 new offensive linemen, so don't worry. Okay, we should do well against Toledo. Um, so yeah, I mean, hey, Tucker Gleason's a good quarterback, but you're breaking in 5 offensive linemen. What's up, David Lee? Is Kendrick Law still out? No. Well, you know what? He was out there. He gave an interview. I think he's back in there now. He tweaked something. He said he was fine. Yeah, he actually gave an interview, and man, they're talking about using him as a running back. I know he's going to return kicks. He's going to be the slot receiver. That guy's going to. I think part of the reason we got him was we said, look, dude, we'll use you however we can use you. So when they're talking about, handing the ball off to him and, getting him out in space and he's going to return kicks, Macklin's going to return punts and kickoffs is going to be Kendrick Law. So we'll see if they're dumb enough to kick to him. Chatsworth, what's up, brother? Evening, Tom. What's up, brother? How did this year's season ticket sales go? So far, they said, they haven't said the exact number. They haven't put that information out yet. But if you look at the fan day last weekend, that was a lot of people there, is what they said. So last year we hit 97% on ticket sales. So I think they're going to go well. There may be some people that wait to see if we beat Toledo, and then, you know what I'm saying? But so far, I think they haven't said they're going bad. Excitement. Yes, let's get excited about this season, guys. I'm getting tired of hearing all the same old crap. We're only going to win 2 games. Stoops going to get fired. I don't want to hear any of that. Okay. I did get to go. What's up, David Lee? Yeah, we need Law on the field. Yes. I went on Randy's Georgia podcast last night. He gave me a shout out, and that was nice of him. He complimented me. Yeah, we're going to be different. He admitted there's not very many people that are doing Kentucky football podcasts that know what they're talking about. And I am not an expert. I'm just a fan like you guys are. But he gave me a shout out on there, and I appreciate that. Yeah, we got to get Kendrick Law the ball any way you can because he is fast. And like I said, I never seen a guy that's 5'10", 209 pounds, bench press 500 pounds, and run a 4.40. Man, I mean, I've never heard of that. So yeah, you're right, Dave. We need to get Kendrick Law the ball any way we can. And people are dogging out. I'm getting tired of hearing the same old regurgitated. We don't have receivers. We don't have receivers. Yes, we do. If you guys watch my video where I did the 2-minute drill video and was showing you Cutter Bowley was having a good day out there. And now it's just a practice, and there's not a pass rush, but he threw some good balls. And who caught a ball out there? DJ Miller. And Quisenberry was doing good. So, man, look, we got receivers. If you saw, Stellato caught 2 balls over the middle in that one little video show, because that's what he did at Clemson. He went over the middle. So, yeah, I mean, look, we're fine at receiver, uh, you know. Um, but yes, and our running backs, Seth McGowan's going to get the ball. I can tell you about what Bush Hamden keeps saying every practice, and Mark Stoops. They keep bringing up Seth McGowan's name. So that's a clue. He's going to get the ball. So uh, I feel sorry for Ole Miss. Somebody gave out the stat on another podcast. Ole Miss has the least amount of returning players in the SEC. So there you go. That kid's going to start. Austin Simmons is going to start his first game on the road with us. So sitting here thinking that it's going to be a revenge game and they're just going to come in here and cakewalk over us is really wrong. So, you know, so we'll see if they bought good players because they bought a bunch of players. But yeah, they have the least amount of returning players. Ole Miss does. Someone cited that on a podcast. So yeah, nobody's scared of Ole Miss. Okay, revenge game. I get tired of hearing that. Look, you lost. Come on. Uh, we don't care about revenge. Okay, let's just beat everybody we can. Um, yeah, guys. So what's on your mind tonight? Dad must have been eating his pork over there. Dad was had some pork on the smoker, so he's probably eating some pork, and I don't blame him. If I had a smoker out there smoking some pork, I'd be eating too. So, Dad, just come back on whenever you get done eating, brother. Almost down here. There's 10 people, guys. Whatever you want to talk about. We were talking about Jagger Burton. Is he the right guy to be center? I don't know, but you know, uh, Bush Hamdan came out and said he had because he has to make the line calls also. That's what the snap and the ball is bad enough, but not being able to make the line calls if he can't. They're saying he's smart enough to make the line calls. He knows what he's doing. But man, I don't know, guys. We need to have a quick hook with him. We do not. The most important offensive lineman on your offensive line is the center. So just put Wilberly in there because I know that guy can play. He played, yeah. I don't know if he started his first year at Western, but I watched a couple of Western games last year, Western Kentucky games, and Wilberly can play in the SEC. I'm telling you right now. Uh, so what's up, son of a gunner? Hey, brother. We got some nice tight ends too. Yes, man. That Boyer dude, man. That Boyer guy. Who's the guy? I'm trying to think. I don't know. Uh, there's a reporter who has a YouTube channel. Now that I can't think of his name. And he interviews all the players. Local media guy. I can't think of his name. Lucky Kentucky guy. But man, that Boyer dude, that's a big dude. I mean, that dude's got he's got some big long arms and some big hands. He's like TJ Watt. He's got long arms. So I like that Boyer kid, even if he doesn't catch. Let Caddis and Rodriguez catch, and then let this dude because he can block. We are going to be able to run the ball, guys. I'm getting tired of hearing all these. I went on Southeastern. I got to stop going on Southeastern 16 and listen to this one Jay Greason or whatever the hell his name is, who doesn't know anything about our team, just saying that Suits is fired and we're only going 2 games. Man, I didn't even comment on it because I'm not going to waste my time. Just don't go on these podcasts because it's so stupid. You're not going to do research and then admit it. I don't have time to research Kentucky. So okay, well then why are you even on here mouthing off about something? How you know Stoops is going to get fired if you don't know anything about us? It's just the nice, easy thing to say. It takes no amount of effort. Just he's going to only win 2 games. He's gone, and John Summerall's the next coach. Yeah, that's what I got. What do you want to talk about, guys? Yes, but yes, the tight ends. Yes, we have some good tight ends, and everybody likes that tight end coach. Now that I can't think of his name, that took over as the tight end coach. They like him. But I put that Boyer video out last night. Now it's just Boyer. It's just him blocking. But man, you watch him block. That's a big dude. He can run block. I mean, Gusta. Now I thought it was Gust, everybody. Our defensive lineman. The one guy that standing out is Gusta. They said he is on defensive line. He is wreaking havoc on our offensive line, which is what he is good at, clogging up the middle and blowing up plays. And so yeah, Gusta is the guy that's getting a shout out on defensive line. Son of Gunner, he's a beast. Yeah, he is a beast. And yes, we paid for him. I'm glad we paid for him because he's a big dude. And I was watching, man, I like him. I like the Humphrey Grace kid, but this dude, David Lee, Derek Shea, thank you. Yes, the tight end coaches, Derek Shea. Couldn't think of his name. They like him. And yeah, he out there being motivated. No offense against Vince Merrill, but this dude's on the field with them right in their face. So I like that. Cam Olds, guys. This dude we got from Kent State. He's a stand-up linebacker or a defensive end, depending on if we're a 3-4 or 4-3. This dude has a quick first step, man. Uh, I think I don't know. No, I don't have a video. I got a video coming out this weekend. I think I did. I put some linebackers and some defensive ends together. It's about a 6 or 7 minute tape. But this dude, Cam Olds, uh, defensive end and an outside linebacker for, Kent State was awful, but this dude, man, he's got a quick first step too. So defensively, we're going to be better than we were. We will not be 40th. I'm going to tell you right now. Uh, and Brad White gave a press conference today, and he talked about stopping the run, which is a good thing to talk about because we got hammered the last 4 or 5 games when we just quit. Auburn guy ran for 250. Come on, Florida guy ran for 250. You can't have anybody running for 250. We can't have that. So we need to tackle David Lee, Shea, Landon, Lincoln, Watkins. Yes, yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I saw there's stories about people trying to take some of our players. You know how it is, cutthroat. I don't know if he's one of them. He might, Lincoln Watson. I don't know if there's a list on KSR, but everybody's going to try. Till they get on campus, they ain't here. So I'm worried about the Cincinnati quarterback too. I forgot who was trying to take here. Somebody's trying to take one of our. Warren Sapp is trying to take one of our players. Warren Sapp. I don't even know for North Carolina. He's a friend of Bill Belichick. So anyway, they're trying to take one of our players. Whatever they said there. I can't find it. Anyway, yes, yes. Impressive. Yes, tight end coach is impressive. But hey, our defense looks pretty good. So uh, we will find out. Like I said, now there's 11 people in here. So we will do I've got a little promo short video coming out tomorrow. Then I'll have a longer one a week before the game. We'll do a pregame show. The game's on 11:45 Central, 12:45 Eastern, 11 a.m. About 45 minutes before. We'll do a little pregame show right here, and we'll do a postgame show, and we'll watch the game right here. Go through the chat. We can't show the game, but we'll be talking about it. I know there'll be a delay. You'll see the score you'll see somebody score before I will, because we're not in sync. But we will watch the game here. David Lee Duncombe, yes, yes. So, no, speak up, guys. There's 11 people. I appreciate you. KSR is doing a a football podcast right now live, and I was like, well, I might lose some people to them, but we don't need them. Colorado's trying to flip them. Colorado. Yeah, Colorado's trying to flip somebody. Yep. Willie Rodriguez got a shout out in practice. Look, y'all guys, you probably saw in that summer practice video that I, showed the little highlights of. Rodriguez caught a heck of a pass from Cutter Boley. I think it was Boley. Oh, Kendrick Law. Here's the headline. Kendrick Law missed both Kentucky Open practices, but should return soon. Well, there you go. Quisenberry's having a good camp. We knew that. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So there's a couple of our players that are trying to be poached. Dad, I'm looking forward to that. Tired of KSR. Man, KSR. Yeah, and University of Kentucky pregame, and there's so many commercials. Halftime. I'm going to say this. I got a little promo coming out tomorrow, shorts, and you know, uh, there's just too much. There's too many. There's too much dead air time, and then at halftime they have programming about the I don't know what program that I don't want to hear about at the University of Kentucky. And then afterwards, to try to you have to wait an hour and a half for Stoops to come on there. So yeah, we're going to do a pregame show and a postgame show for Toledo, and we'll talk about the game. And they can run their commercials you know and say the same thing over and over. MJ is old for me. MJ, which MJ are you talking about? Uh, Oh, Matt Jones. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, Matt Jones, man, he wears on me a little bit, guys. I'm gonna take a drink. This is not gonna look good, but yeah, Matt Jones disappoints me. I mean, he's entertaining, but man, dude, uh, I don't know. I used to couldn't wait to get up and listen to KSR, but man, it's this. They don't take the little. They used to go around to each city. I liked it back in the day, but they got to change the way they do their show because, well, I guess they got good ratings, but their football coverage is awful, guys. I mean, they'll talk about football for an hour, maybe for 3 or 4 minutes, and we go on to Tyler Childress or whoever, traffic and what happened to Ryan. Yeah, I mean, it's entertaining for a while, but I mean, come on, man, you're sitting there saying we're not enthusiastic about football, and then you're not talking about it. Dude, you're the media. Talk about it. Let's go. Uh, Come on. All right, we got 13 people in here. Hey, welcome. Welcome to Kentucky Football Nation. I'm Tom, by the way. If anybody knows, I'm Tom. Uh, as I was saying, we will be doing a live chat before the Toledo game. We'll do a little pregame. During the Toledo game, we'll run a chat, and you can come in here and talk, and we'll do and then afterwards we'll do a post game. We'll just do our own to his voice anymore. Yeah, Matt Jones's voice, man. Yeah, if he would stop putting politics, he's got to get that little punch in there about politics. Man, I don't want to hear that. You know, I'll turn on ESPN or CNN or Fox News if I want to hear about politics. Just tell me about the game. Just let's talk football. Tell me about the game. That's all I want to know about. Uh, a little basketball news, guys. Otega Owe was in a walking boot. Everybody was freaking out. Evidently, he's fine. He hurt his toe or something, just as a precaution. That was all over social media. There was a picture of him walking around campus in a boot, but he's fine. So basketball is coming too. We'll do a little basketball, but football is our primary thing here. I went on Georgia podcast last night. Randy, you guys that weren't here the other night for How About Them Effing Dogs podcast. Randy, from there, I went in, got a shout out. He, gave me a compliment about knowing football. I'm just a fan. I don't know a lot, guys. Yeah, the politics. Yeah, come on, man. Don't want to hear about politics. 14 people. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to Kentucky Football Nation. This is it, guys. No fancy graphics. No fancy people that do graphics, but it clutters up the screen. Like there'll be so much here, and then it'll be cluttered up. And there's a little picture of the guy like this right here. And yeah, I don't want to even do that. So the chat's all we're gonna do, and we're gonna talk. So hey, I got 12 people in here. Welcome everybody. Dad, amen. Yeah, about the yes, Matt Jones. He is who he is. I mean, I get it. He owns a restaurant. He's there in Lexington. I mean, he's got a lot of pull. He can talk straight to Stoops, and that's more than I can do. So I don't know anybody. In fact, I don't know very few people in Lexington, few people in Louisville. But all right, how many games are we gonna win? That seems to be the big question. Two. If you listen to any of the Fine Bombers, man, we're not. They said today we're not going to win a single game in the SEC. Can't name anybody on our offensive line or anybody there. We're not going to win. That's what I love about those guys. Uh, Paul Feinbaum, Hayden, Kentucky, you know, ever since I've known him. And I heard the guy on the radio when I was in Montgomery, Alabama in the 90s, early 90s. And I thought, who's this guy? So I didn't even like him when he was on the radio. But all you got to do is say roll tide and you'll get a radio show. So, all right, guys, 12 people in here. What do you guys want to talk about? We were talking about Mike Stoops, the linebacker coach, gave a press conference today after practice and said that our linebackers, he was talking about our middle linebackers, Rayner and Afari working together, middle and interior linebackers. And he said we have six good linebackers. So we have two deep at linebacker. So, hey, that's a good thing. But no, he was saying how well they're playing. We already talked about Gusta. I thought it was Gusta, but Gusta's a beast. Humphrey Grace. What else? Who we? Yeah, Khalil Saunders. So many people. Josiah Hayes. So yeah, our defensive line's good, and of course our backfield is our back end is really good, guys. So they just got to stop blowing coverages. I'm getting tired of seeing this every year. Somebody scores a touchdown because they weren't covered. I mean, I don't see any other team doing that. We did it twice in the South Carolina game. We did it twice in the Florida game. Yeah, we got to stop leaving. I mean, at least cover the guy. If you get beat, fine, but man, don't let somebody not be covered. I hope we fix that problem. So, but Brad White did not divulge much in his press conference today. So he just said, "Hey, it's only the eighth practice, but we're doing well." Uh, all right, we got 13 people in here, guys. What do you want to talk about? Huh? Are we gonna win the first game? We're gonna beat Toledo. Don't worry. Listen, get tired of hearing about Toledo. Yes, they have a good quarterback, okay, obviously. But what they don't tell you is they lost all their offensive linemen. And they have five brand new offensive linemen. David Lee, Sam Green, or Cam Olds is going to start. Oh man, Cam Olds. That dude is fast. I was looking at his film. You know what? If I had to pick right now, I'd pick Cam Olds. That dude is fast and he can play, and when he stands up, he's better than Green. Green might be better than him in a 4-3. I think it depends on the alignment. If we play a 3-4 and we need somebody to stand up, it's going to be Olds. we need somebody to get down, it's probably going to be Green. I think that's the way it's going to go, David. Son of a gunner. I think if our corners are good, we'll be good. The corners, they were bragging about them today. That is one thing Mark Stoops has talked about. So that's what Lovett and Waller, that they're big and tall and they can cover a lot of ground and they have very long reach. So that's good. So yeah, I think we're good at cornerback. Uh, you know, like I said, we got to stop blowing coverages. But no, David, I really think Green and Olds will share time. But man, that Cam Olds dude, he's quick. When he's standing up, man, he's got a quick first step. We'll just have to see what alignment we're in. But man, I like our defense. I really do. I think we had a couple of individual better players last year, but I think as a unit, we got a solid unit this year. Same thing on offense. So, you know, I think we're going to be good. I really do. In fact, I'm putting a Cam Olds video out. I don't know. No, Sam Green's not on there. I've got a video coming out Saturday or Sunday, I think. I put two linebackers and two defensive ends on there. I forgot who it is now. I made the video a couple days ago. Slips my mind. But yes, look, guys, don't listen to the media because you're not going to get anything out of those guys except the same old thing. We're only going to win 2 or 3 games, and we're not going to win a game in the SEC. How? I still can't find a. And Calzada sucks. Still cannot figure out why he sucks. I can't get anybody to say why does he suck. The Southeastern 16 people are bugging me. Uh, but why is he going to suck? I can't get an answer. Why? He didn't suck at Texas A&M. I mean, so I don't know. Calzada. We'll see. Man, people are doing podcasts that do not need to be doing 16 SEC teams because it's just boring. Uh, but yes, what do you guys want to talk about? I will talk about. We have 13 people in here. I'm Tom. This is Kentucky Football Nation. Welcome. Welcome. We're going to watch the game here. Like I said, I'll keep repeating myself. We're going to do a pregame. So the game is at 11:45 Central. We'll do it at 11 Central, noon Eastern. We'll do the little pregame, and we'll stay on afterwards and do a postgame. So we will do a live chat during the game. Obviously, I can't show the game. We can say I'll be watching it. I'll be turning my head over this way, watching it, and then yeah, we can comment on it together. So at least we can watch the game together. So, but welcome. We're going to run the ball. I'll just talk, guys. We're going to run the ball. You want to win some money on FanDuel? We're 300 to 1 to win the SEC. Man, $10 to get you $3,000, but I think you might lose $10 on that one. Don't bet that. Yeah. And of course, we're at 4.5 wins. I already bet that we're going to win more than 4 games. I did it. Drew Franklin, who knows how to bet. I do like Drew Franklin on KSR when they talk about gambling. And because I like to bet a little bit of money. David Lee, if Stoops' offense is why they think he's going to suck, yeah, needs to be a game manager. I agree. Yeah, we should run the ball. That's what South Carolina did, 60-40. That's probably what we'll do, especially unless we're really far behind. Will it be on? Son of a gunner, what channel is the game on? You know what? That is a good question. What channel is it? You know what? Let's look that up. See, I have a computer, another one right here, and I can just look that up. I think it's on ESPN 2, 6. I don't know. Let's look that up. What channel? Yes. Let's look that up. What channel is that game on? Schedule 2025. Why are you not telling me? Why are you not telling me? ESPN? Uh, hmm. Guys, I don't know. If anybody knows, please shout it out because it's not telling me what. Why is it not telling me what channel we're on here? Here we go. Okay, I think I found it. We are on SEC Network. See what that says? Yes. So we're on the SEC Network. Yes. Sorry, took me a second to find that. The Ole Miss game is on ABC, and the Eastern Michigan game is on ESPNU. So the first 3 games, and yes, so we're going to be on SEC Network Toledo ABC afternoon game, Ole Miss. Eastern Michigan will be on ESPNU a night game. So yes, SEC Network. Yep. Yes. So yes, we will have it on. And if you want to come in and talk about it while it's happening, come right here. Like I said, I've got a little promo video going tomorrow. I got a little shorts promo video, and then I'll put out a promo video before the game. Hey, look, nobody else is doing this, so I'm tired of people dogging out Kentucky. I'm tired of hearing the negative. I don't want to hear that crap. Come on in here. If we don't win a game, then you know what? We'll just watch it together, and we won't win a game. So you know what? I think we're gonna shock some people. Stoops always does well when his back is up against the wall. We will go. Oh, you're gonna go to the game, TJ? Welcome, TJ. We'll go to the game, brother. Oh, to a bowl. Oh, I hope so. I think we can do it. Like I said, if you look at we're ahead of Louisville and Vanderbilt in the power ranking. So, yeah, we should be able to get 6 wins. I hope it gets down to the Louisville game and we're at 5 and we need one and we get 6. That'd be good. I think we're going to shock somebody. Somebody's going to sleep on us. And when they do, uh, I was watching a thing about Arch Manning today on the SEC online, SEC ESPN podcast or something, and they're just anointing this guy. Hell, he says he's going to stay 2 years. He says he's not going to the NFL after 1 year, and I'm thinking, okay, yeah. So Manning's going to stay for 2 years. Okay, we'll see about that. Uh, Dad says I'm going to be all alone for the Ole Miss game. Oh, yeah. Hey, well, come on in, man. Do not watch the game alone. That's one thing I say in my promo video. Do not watch the game alone. Just come in here and watch with us. You're a little older than like me. Yes. Yeah. You're used to. Yeah, we're used to it. I know. Yeah. But yes, come on in here. We're gonna watch the game. So, like I said, we'll have a pregame and we'll have a postgame, and we won't have any commercials, so we don't have to sit there and wait hours. Too many commercials. And I don't care about the scores around the country either. So they do too much time talking about stuff other than football or our football team. We can look up the stats and go over that immediately. I don't need for somebody to read the stats to me on the radio or online. I mean, I can do that. Um, but no, they were asking what wide receiver do you think will have a breakout year? And I don't know, guys. What wide receiver do you think will have a breakout year? I mean, that's a tough one. I just don't. I think we're just going to spread the ball around. I don't think we will just go with you know, one or two wide. I think we're going to spread the ball around a lot. But if you watch the summer practice I put on, Stellato over the middle, right, left Kentucky. Wow, wow. Okay, so okay? Well, you're a young man. Oh, Bear Bryant, yes. Okay, so yeah, all right. Well, hey man, I was born in the '60s myself, so we're old. We've seen so much crappy football that we're used to people saying we're gonna suck. Yeah. So, but no, guys, if you're new here, I'm Tom. Shout yourself out, Kentucky Football Nation. Anybody's welcome here. Any fan, Tennessee, Louisville, as long as you're respectful. If you like college football, hey man, come on in. As I've said, we will do the Toledo game right here. We will have a live chat running and we'll watch the game and we'll chat. Obviously, I can't show the game, but we can be watching it and chatting at the same time. Even though it'll be a little bit of a delay, we can we'll still watch the game. And yeah, it's 9.5. The line for Toledo's 9.5. We'll cover. Listen, we're going to cover 9.5. Born in '68, '66, Dad. Yeah, I got you by 2 years, brother. 2 years and a little bit more back pain, I bet. But oh, we want to, yeah, yeah, yeah. They're saying, I don't know if it's, you know what? I did the video on it, and I can't remember. Was it 50? I don't know. I think it was. I don't think it was 59. I think it was earlier than that, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I did a video on my. Go back and watch my Bear Bryant video, which I did 2 months ago. But I really did a lot of research into that Bear Bryant video. Hey, Adolph Rupp. I mean, look, Bear Bryant knew that football was going to, excuse me, that basketball was going to be the thing here. If you watch the video, I won't give it away. They both did well, and they both got a gift at the end of the year. One person got a really nice gift, and one person didn't. And the person that didn't was Bear Bryant, and he left. So there you go. Uh, but yes, Bear Bryant, you know, if he would have stayed, well, he didn't. So, uh, and he went to Texas A&M, so he didn't stay there either. So it wasn't until he got to Alabama. But But no, guys. All right, we got 17 people in here. Look, I'm Tom, Kentucky Football Nation. Welcome. If you're new, you can shout yourself out. Hey, everybody's welcome to speak here. Okay, I don't care what team. We'll take Louisville, Tennessee, any. If you like college football, welcome. I go on Georgia Channel. I went on Georgia Channel last night. I've been on Alabama channels. I mostly get treated well. My name's Kentucky Football Nation. So guess what? I can't hide from anybody when I go into their room. It's not like they're going, well, who's that? They automatically know. Only one time did I get really kicked out of a room, but that was all right. Um, no, we will do basketball too. If you're new here, we'll do basketball. I mean, hey, we're going to cover basketball, but football is the main thing. And, you know, everybody's got Stoops fired already. So we'll see about that. Like I said, they should take that $30 million and buy players instead of trying to buy him out. Cold people have said that. I agree with that. Spend that $30 million on some players and try and keep the guy is what we should do. Dad, I live in Tennessee. Oh, that's the show I went on, and they kind of kicked me out of there. Yeah, Tennessee fans are rough. I get it. Look, I get it. They've got the biggest presence on the internet, and they have a couple good channels. So I don't disrespect Tennessee. I don't disrespect anybody. So, but yeah, they're tough. I live across the river in Indiana, and yeah, so basketball. We play Indiana in the next 3 years in basketball. So yeah, well, back in the day, that's all we would be kicking their butt, and I would hear about it. Uh, so I know how it is when you're living in enemy territory. Uh, but yeah, Tennessee. Oof, yeah, I'm sure they don't. I mean, we don't get to celebrate against them very much. I mean, this might be a year we could get them. Evidently, they're in a little bit of disarray, but we'll see. I really like Josh Heupel. Wish Oklahoma would hire him so he would stop kicking our ass, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Uh, all right, welcome everybody. If you're new, I'm Tom. This is Kentucky Football Nation. We're sitting here talking about football. We've been talking 42 minutes. Man, time flies by when you're having fun. And you know what? We're going to make football fun because I am getting tired of hearing it. I got a shorts promo coming out tomorrow night. I'm going to take a little shot at the SEC network, and then I'll have a bigger promo coming out before because I'm getting tired of them covering 8 of the 16 teams and then acting like the other 8 don't exist. It's so stupid. Dad, when I hear Enzo, I think of Walter McCarty. Yeah, he was a nice guy, but you know what he did? The guy was the coach at University of Evansville, beat us, then slept with a cheerleader, a professor, got somebody pregnant. I mean, man, he'll never coach again because he couldn't keep his damn pants zipped. But he was a nice guy, Walter McCarty. Will never coach again. Gotta zip your pants up when you're freaking 45 years old, dude. What are you doing sleeping with a cheerleader? Man, what the hell's wrong with you? Well, I hope it was worth it. But yeah, Walter McCarty, good player. Um, yeah. All right, we got 17 people in here. Welcome. If you're new, hey guys, you're welcome to shout it out here. Say something here. Everybody gets to talk here. Okay, this is our channel. This is a fan channel. I'm not going to sit here with a bunch of graphics and a list of stuff, and then I'm not going to do that. We're just going to talk. Oh, Dad, I never heard that. Oh, Dad, you never heard that story, Dad? Oh, yeah, Walter McCarty is not coaching at the University of Evansville because he slept with a cheerleader, got and a professor, and got another girl pregnant, and his wife knew about it. But yeah, anyway, it was bad. Yeah, he's never going to coach again, which is too bad. Beat us, guys. When the University of Evansville beat Kentucky, that's about the worst it's ever got for me. Oh my God, that was bad. Yeah. Walter McCarty. But no, anybody's welcome to come in here. So, guys, if you're from another football team other than Kentucky, shout it out, man. Who's your team? You're welcome here anytime, as long as everybody's respectful. Hey, I've only had to kick one person out who was a Louisville fan, and he keeps coming. He's back in here again under another name. The last chat, if he's in here tonight, I know who you are, brother, but that's all right. Billy Clyde. Well, Billy Clyde was a drinker, so yeah. Uh, I think he kept his pants zipped. He couldn't keep his mouth closed from a bottle. David Lee, is Quisenberry the two deep? Man, I don't know. He he is really playing well, Quisenberry. And if you want, he made a catch on that video from the that I put up from the summer practice, the fan day. So Quisenberry's, if he doesn't play a lot this year, just get him ready to play because he needs to get reps, and he's gonna, if he doesn't play this year, he needs to be playing next year when he's a sophomore because he's good. And he may see some time this year. We'll see. He drank more than Sutton. Well, yeah, that's saying a lot. As I scratch my nose. Eddie Sutton drank a lot, and Billy G drank a lot. Yes. See, I didn't know about the Eddie Sutton stuff because they covered it up back then. They don't cover up the stuff anymore. Billy G's was out in the open. Yeah. And Billy Clyde was, he's at Tarleton. So yeah, every once in a while I watch him at Tarleton on ESPN, and he's still coaching. So hey, uh, Hal Mummy got a job at Division 3 something that was on the other day. So at least Hal Mummy 72. I liked Hal Mummy. So he just wasn't very smart to get caught. Have your staff member making out money orders at a Lexington post office. Man, that was stupid. But anyway, hey, if you're new, we've got 14 people in here. Uh, if you're new, you're welcome to speak up if you're not a Kentucky fan. But if you're a Kentucky fan, hey, we're going to watch the Toledo game right here. So the first game, we'll come on a little bit early and do a little bit of a pregame. We'll do 11 a.m. Eastern, 12 noon. Excuse me, 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern, because the game starts at 11:45 Central, 12:45 Eastern on the SEC network. That's where the game is going to be, and we'll do a live chat right here. So if you want to come in, hey, come on in, because that's what we're going to do. We'll do a little post game show, and we'll just talk amongst ourselves since nobody else is giving us a chance to do anything else. But go bet the line if you're betting. If you're on FanDuel or something, go bet the 9.5 line because we're a 9.5 point favorite. We're going to win. Yeah. Uh, they have 5 new offensive linemen. I like their quarterback, Tucker Gleason for Toledo, but man, it's going to be tough. Son of a gunner. I worked at Springs Motel in Lexington, cooked for the entire staff. Wow. Oh my God, when Eddie and the so Eddie Sutton was just walking around Lexington wasted, huh? I heard he liked to drink starting early. He started early. So man, we never won anything with him either. It's a shame. I thought when he came, I thought, man, we got Ed Davender, Rex Chapman. We're probably gonna win. No, no. Hard to win a national championship, guys. Son of a gutter, Thanksgiving. Oh, okay. Thanksgiving. David Lee, any idea returning kicks? Law is going to return the kickoffs, and Jamori Macklin is slated to punt return. So, yeah, Quisenberry's name. That doesn't mean Quisenberry won't be out there because you need more than one kick returner. I don't know, man. Putting a freshman to return kicks, you got to have a lot of confidence for a freshman to do that. But maybe you can. I mean, Quisenberry is the future if he doesn't play this year because he is good. He is a good wide receiver and he can play in this league. And he's a Kentucky boy. So we want him to do well. So, yeah, look, our receivers, we're going to be fine at receiver. I'm getting tired of hearing everybody since we lost, too expensive Baron Brown and the Danke. Like nobody else can, like we can't get other receivers. Kendrick Law is the guy they're going to try to get the ball to. And Seth McGowan. That's 2 names they keep talking about. So McGowan's going to get the ball, and Law's going to get the ball. Dad, Sutton had a super team lined up before the fake scandal happened. Yeah, that money order thing. That was a setup. We didn't send a money order. It broke open, and cash fell out of it. How many people believe that story? Nobody's going to send something and break open. And yeah, that was a setup back then. We're talking about basketball. If you're young, we got caught cheating and 89 or whatever in the 80s, and they said we paid a player because of money. Envelope broke open and it had cash in it. Yeah, right. Okay. Like if you put a bunch of cash in an envelope, you wouldn't tape it. Uh, Vegas, yeah. Tartanian, I think he said before he died, he admitted that that was UNLV that came to Lexington and did that and made that happen. So they set us up. So they wanted that player. I forgot who the player was now that we sent the money to. So whatever we got, it worked out great because we got Rick Pitino and we won a national championship, and then we got Tubby Smith and we won a national championship. Then we got John Calipari, we won a national championship. So it set off a little chain of events there. Now let's get Mark Pope. So sometimes stupid stuff like that in the long run will work in your favor, and in basketball it did. So, but no, the kick return, yes, Law and Macklin will be doing the majority. I would not kick to Kendrick Law if it's me, but you know, they were kicking the Marion Browns. I always thought that was stupid. So we need reparations. Well, we need something. Uh, but no, guys. I guess you guys saw Cutter Bowley was doing very well in that open practice. He was throwing a really, and he's gained 20 pounds. Like you can tell, he bulked up, and he was throwing a tight spiral. Look, I don't think that. I don't think Calzada was going at 100%. Let me just say that. Look, I think he understood it was a practice, and people were saying, Calzada, excuse me, I'll scratch my face here. Since Calzada did poor, it was one drill, guys. It was a 2-minute drill, and nobody was rushing anybody. So, yeah, I had people in the SEC saying Calzada he won't be starting by the end of the year or by Halloween or whatever. Look, if Calzada starts the season and we have to pull him, that means things went bad. So, yeah, we're for whoever starts to keep starting, because if you have to pull him, that means things went really bad for him. Plus, Bowley's going to start next year. We're not, if we keep the Cincinnati kid, which I hope we will, uh, and Bowley may play. If we're Eastern Michigan, you got to have your backup quarterback ready to play. So I'm sure we're going to see Bowley. They might run some sets for him, but when we get in SEC games, he won't. You can't play two quarterbacks then, but we do need to get him some reps in some of these non-con games. So we have been going for 52 minutes. Hey, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Tom. This is Kentucky Football Nation. Welcome. We don't have a lot of fancy graphics. We're just sitting here talking. Dad says I'm pulling for Cutter. Yeah, I am too. U of L performance had me worried. Nah, don't worry about the U of L performance. The whole team had clocked out, had their bags packed, ready to go home. That's a throwaway performance. I think Bowley, they realize Bowley's going to need, they can't throw him out there. They had to have some insurance. So yeah, I think this is, like I said in all my videos, this is a gap year for Cutter Bowley. This is just to get him reps, going through another spring, another summer. So when next year rolls around, or if Calzada, or God forbid something get injured, then you're up. And Bo Allen's our third quarterback, and he's a decent quarterback. So he played at Tarleton. I watched him play a year. So yeah, we got three decent quarterbacks, um, and plus we need to run the ball. So. Uh, but yes, 15 people in here. Hey, if you're new, welcome. If you're from another school, shout out your school. Hey, True Kentucky Blue. Hey, welcome, brother. I'm hoping it will work with Zach. Yeah, me too. Like I said, if Calzada gets pulled, that means things are bad. And yeah, you don't want to see that. Dad, why do you think they quit last year? Oh, why do I think they quit? Because they knew a bunch of them had already been getting phone calls from other teams, and Barry and Brown and Dane Key knew we're leaving. Some of the offensive linemen knew we're not going to be here next year, and I just think once it gets to that point, you don't want to get hurt because you want to transfer. You want to put your name in the portal. You don't want to play hard because you ain't going to hurt yourself, because you're going to make money by staying healthy. So they just clocked out after the Georgia game or the Florida game or whatever it was. We just clocked out. True Kentucky Blue says locker was an issue. Yep. Okay, so one thing, guys, now you're talking about the locker room. One thing they said this year, now KSR's was there the whole entire summer camp, and they said that the atmosphere is completely different. The locker room is completely different, and it is. We needed to get rid of some people. And one of them was Vince Merrill, and I'll say it. I liked Vince Merrill, but you know what? This thing about being the go between the players and the coaches, he did a really bad job at that. And look, we had too many people bragging on thinking they were better than what they were. David Lee says Liam Cohen really liked Stone Saunders. Yep, hopefully he's Bowley's backup next year, and Pontosky will not be far behind. That's probably what's going to happen if we keep Saunders. I know if we can keep these guys, there's already somebody we've already talked about it. A couple of our defensive players that somebody's already trying to get poach some of our defensive players that we already signed for this year. So people until they get on campus, man, it's anybody can get anybody. And so yeah, Ponatoski, somebody's gonna throw some money at him. But yeah, we Boley is staying, so that's the main thing. Let's hope we can keep Saunders. Uh, and I didn't see much of him in camp, so I think it's just going to be Calzada and Boley in camp. Obviously, you're not going to see the other guys, and I don't know how many quarterbacks we got. More, we have Bo Allen, yeah. Then we got Stone Saunders, and we got two more quarterbacks on the roster that are freshmen. I don't know who they are, so I'd have to look on the roster. And but no, we're good at quarterback for a while. I'm hoping. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I think if it works out like it's going right now, and we stay the course, we're good at quarterback for about the next 3, 4 years maybe. So, but yeah, Liam Cohen, yeah, that's a heck of a guy. All right, we got 15 people in here. Hey, welcome to Kentucky Football Nation. This is what we do, guys. No fancy graphics, nothing cluttering the screen here. It's just me talking to you guys. Ward. Yeah, Brennan, that's the guy. Brennan Ward. I couldn't think of his name. Is better than expected. Yes, that was another guy on the depth chart. Because yeah, we got like 5 or 6 quarterbacks. True Blue Kentucky says, "What's the floor and the ceiling for this team?" I say the floor is the floor is about 4 wins because that's what Vegas says. The ceiling's probably 6 or 7. 6. I'm gonna 6 needs to be. So we need to win 6. I mean, that would be a good year, and one of them's got to be Louisville. So, and Vanderbilt, and yeah. So we just need, and plus we just need to play well. I think as long as we don't quit like last year, you guys saw it. We just quit. What game did they talk about us quitting in after the Texas game? Yeah, because that was the 6th game of the year. We just quit, and after the 6th game of the year, and said the hell with it. And I've never seen a Stoops team quit. So yeah, I think the floor is 4 and the ceiling 7. I'll take 6. That would be really nice. But I bet the over on 4. So Georgia Bulldogs fan, prove that you're thinking about. Oh, hi, Randy's live. Randy's live popped up on my thing there. Randy from Georgia podcast is live. True Kentucky fan. Oh yes, we're talking about the floor and the ceiling still. Yeah, I went over to George's podcast last night. Last time, if you were in our last podcast, Randy from How About Those Effing Dogs podcast, really good dude, knows Georgia, came over here, and then I went over there last night. He gave me a shout out, so I appreciate Randy. Yeah, I go on other people's podcasts, but as I said, with my name being Kentucky Football Nation, I can't hide. If I go on a Tennessee podcast and that name pops up, they know who I am. So yeah, but most people are cool, and we treat hey, if you're a Louisville fan and you're in here, speak up. We don't Tennessee fans, we'll take anybody as long as you're respectful. We love college football. So yes. Um, but no, making a bowl, that would be a good year for us. Uh, but the Stoops haters, let me tell you what, guys. These we better if we win 6 games, you're going to see me start ripping. I'm gonna get real. Well, I might not get famous, but I'm gonna make some enemies because I'm getting ready to rip some people that have podcasts on here that don't know what the hell they're talking about. I'm getting ready to rip you by name. Yeah, because you just are so stupid. You come on here and do a prediction about Kentucky and you don't know anything about us, and you just say Zach Calzada sucks. Students are going to get fired. They're going to win 3 games. Okay, wow, that took a lot of thought, didn't it? I mean, I just can't stand it. If you're going to say somebody's going to win or lose, at least make up a reason. True Blue says, "Let them know." Yes, we ain't scared. That's right. Yeah, man. I don't know if KSR was doing a live tonight, so I don't know if they're done or not, but they were over there talking about Oklahoma. And like I said, I want to stick to Kentucky. I don't mind talking about other teams, but man, there's so many people doing podcasts that don't need to be doing 16 teams. You need to stick to one team. Uh, man. Uh, all right, we got 16 people in here, guys. We've been on for an hour. I'm going to stay on for a while. If you guys want to talk, this is Kentucky Football Nation. Um, I will talk about anything. I like you, True Blue Kentucky. Well, I like you too, brother. I like all the 17 people that's in here right now. You know what? This is the new channel. I'm glad I found you today. Well, True Blue Kentucky, turn on the notifications. 2 lives a week. We will watch the Toledo. We're going to the first 3 games. I'm a firefighter. My name is Tom. I'm off. I'm not scheduled to be on duty their first 3 games. We're going to watch all 3 games right here. We're going to have a chat running right here. I'm going to do a pregame show. So I'm gonna come on 45 minutes before the first game, probably before all the games, and we'll do about 30 or 45 minutes afterwards. So there'll be a pregame here, there'll be the game, and there'll be a postgame. First 3 games: Toledo, Ole Miss, Eastern Michigan, right here. Don't watch it alone. Don't turn on the Kentucky Sports Network because man, that is the boringest. No offense, I don't know who the lady is and the who's the quarterback who used to coach Dusty Bonner. Man, those guys put me to sleep talking about football. That's awful. He was a quarterback. David Lee, have you watched the new SEC football series on Netflix? Pretty good. No, no. What? How much is Kentucky in that? You're going to have to tell me, David. Uh, I have not watched it. Phil Hager, what's up, Phil? Have we already talked about our SEC basketball schedule? No, it just came out in order. I did a video a couple of weeks ago on the schedule itself, but yeah, we only play 3 teams twice: Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Florida. We don't play. Why we don't play Auburn twice in basketball? Why do we not play Arkansas twice? Why did they did? I don't know. I'm disappointed in the SEC basketball schedule. We will cover basketball here, by the way. So guys, yes, uh, yes, True Blue. True Blue will do basketball too. So yeah, if there's a basketball game on, we'll be on here too. True Blue. Yes, I have not. Oh, okay. But yes, the SEC schedule, basketball schedule has been released. Like I said, we only have 3 people we play twice, so I don't know why they picked Vanderbilt. Uh, Son of a gunner, you lot of loyal BB fan show. Yeah, the loyal BB fan show. I watch it. I like those guys. I think there's 2 of them, right? There's 2 that have 2 African American gentlemen. Then there's one that has a guy and a man and a woman. I like that show too. Uh, Stat guy, what's up, stat guy? Are you gonna go live for the South Carolina game? I don't know. I think I might be working the South Carolina game, and I don't see a time on that game yet. When is that game? When is the South Carolina game? Well, let's see, Tom. I just had that up here, and here's the Kentucky schedule right here. And South Carolina is it's on Saturday. There's the time to be announced. Let me look at my magical work schedule. Do I work the 26th? Let me look at this. That is a good question. If I can find my work. So here we go. Do I work the 27th? It looks like, yeah, man, come on. Yes, I work the 27th. Yeah, I will not be doing the South Carolina game. Crap. Lenore Sellers. Hey, that might be a good game not to do. I'm worried about them. I mean, their defense is not that good, but I work the South Carolina game. Yeah, so, but I will be doing the first 3 games. Um, David Lee, the first 5 episodes, not much. Yeah, see, I don't want to watch the SEC, the Netflix show on SEC right now. I don't want to be. I don't want to watch another team if they're going to show Kentucky. But I'm glad you got through the first 5 episodes. Um, our defense, True Blue Kentucky fan says our defense will be shut down. Well, Brad White did a press conference, little press conference after practice, and so did Mike Stoops. And Mike Stoops was talking about how well our linebackers are playing together. And Brad White is kind of being a little optimistic, but you know what? I think our defense has the potential to be good. It all starts with the defensive line. So Gusta, and that's how you say his name. I thought it was Gusta, but it's Gusta. Gusta, Humphrey Grace. We got to get some pressure on the quarterback. But I do like Gusta because he clogs up the middle. Brad White is underrated. True Blue Kentucky. I agree. Go back. In fact, hey, True Blue, I got videos on my site. If you guys, I did a video about Brad White just a week or so ago. So yeah, I've got videos on my site. I do lives. I put shorts on. In fact, the short came on tonight, and I put a short with a link to this. So maybe some people saw the short tonight. Hey, we got 21 people in here. Hey, welcome everybody. I'm Tom. This is Kentucky Football Nation, and I am glad that you are here. And if you're a fan of another school, shout it out. The stat guy said, "I'm watching it too much." South Carolina LSU in episode one. Yeah, yeah, they did the South Carolina game where we got beat 31-6 or whatever. I don't want to see that, dude. Good God, no. So I haven't watched any of the SEC series on Netflix, guys. But no, welcome. If you're a fan of another school, you're welcome here. Everybody's welcome. Everybody, as long as you're respectful, I'll take Tennessee, Louisville fans, any SEC fans, any Big Ten fan, anybody. Just shout it out. Whatever you want to talk about is fine with me. This is Chris. No, yes, Brad White is the best. Chris, Brad White is definitely a good defensive coordinator. If you haven't watched my video on Brad White, I go back through, when he first got here, I mean, we were in the 20s. I just think that, and the last 2 years, we just really needed a culture change. I am not sad about Vince Merrill leaving, and I might be in the minority. I just thought it was time, man. The whole vibe of the players, some of the people he brought in, the locker room was just so toxic. We don't need that crap. Uh, Offensive line, that's a Siage Pete. I've been talking about him. If you're new here, since this is my 5th month as a channel, I am new. This is nobody wants to do Kentucky football. Nobody wants to show the game. We'll show the game. I'll show the game. I'll talk about it. So come over here and we'll watch the games and talk about football. David Lee, yes, man, mostly South Carolina. Stat guy, do you think Stoops is on the hot seat? Not this year. I mean, he is. If he goes, if he goes 3-9, he's on the hot seat. If he wins 6 games, 5 or 6 games, I think. Now that you said that, Mitch Barnhart came out in the summer press conference last week and said Mark Stoops' job will not be determined by number of wins. So what did he mean by that? He means we want to see play. We want to see a team that doesn't quit like last year because that was unacceptable. The first time I've seen a Mark Stoops team do that. No, we need to see play. We need to see close. I know you guys. I don't want to turn on the game and know we're going to lose. One thing Stoops has been good about is we would turn on the game and you think, well, we got a chance to win this game. I don't want to turn on a game and say, oh my God, we don't have a chance to win this game because now we're going backwards, back to Hal Mummy, and I loved Hal Mummy, Bill Curry, and Rich Brooks. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I think Stoops is on the warm seat. We can't keep going backwards. So we need to win 5 or 6 games, and we really need to win 6 and get to a bowl, which I think we can. I think that's a doable season. If you look at the power rankings, we're 35. Louisville's 41, Vanderbilt's 56. People don't talk about that because they don't look up the numbers and they're lazy and they have podcasts like Southeastern 16. I'm not calling you guys out because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I like Chris Lee, man. You're a smart dude. Blake Lovell is good at basketball, but man, that guy you got doing football with you, doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. I hate to curse. Sorry about the cursing. Stat guy, I shocked in South Carolina game last year. Yep, yep. Look, man, Lenore Sellers is the real deal. Go back and watch my video, Stat Guy. I have a video where I broke down Lenore Sellers twice in that game. Twice. There was a guy uncovered. They scored a touchdown on an uncovered receiver. Just ran right wide open. Nobody was on him. Caught a touchdown twice. And I didn't know. I didn't remember that until I went back and watched my Lenore Sellers tape, and I had Kentucky on there, a little bit of Kentucky. Man, our defense has got to stop leaving receivers uncovered. That's one thing Brad White, I don't, the only thing I don't like about him is he's done that in, at least 1 or 2 games every year, and you cannot do that. So, yeah, South Carolina, and they're picked 10th to win the SEC with Lenore Sellers. I really like Lenore Sellers. That guy can run. Big Blue Breakdown. What's up, man? Hey, what's up, Big Blue Breakdown? How goes the live, man? I was on there the other night. I was getting on and off of there. Welcome. Come on in. We got 18 people. I'm Tom. This is Kentucky Football Nation. Uh, if you're new here, we are going to do the Toledo game. In fact, the first 3 games, we're going to do a live stream right here. We're going to do a pregame show. I'll come on about 45 minutes. So we're going to do 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern on the Toledo game. We'll be in here early. We'll do our own little pregame show. Then we'll watch the game, and then we'll do our own little postgame show. So come right here. Don't watch the game by yourself. Don't go on the Kentucky network and listen to all those commercials and Dusty Bonner and whatever Mary Jo Perino. I don't know who the girl is that does it with another football player, but man, they put me to sleep. David Lee Vandergriff was seeing ghosts. Vandergriff, that poor guy, man, he was getting hit. Our offensive line was so bad. In fact, let's talk about Jagger Burton. Jagger Burton, guys, I don't know if he needs to be our center. I mean, he's a senior. We're getting ready to play our first game. He can't snap the ball. And plus, the center has to make all the line calls, call out the protections. And they came out, Bush Hamden came out, I think, yesterday and said, he's smart enough to do the line calls. Well, I hope so. Because, good God, if not, we're going to have to get Wibberley in there because I know that guy can play. But the center is the most important position on your offensive line. And you got a guy that's a senior and hasn't played well in 4 years and he can't snap the ball. And you're like, oh, he will teach him. It's correctable. Well, it better be correctable real quick. Chris No says, I'm cautiously optimistic about this year. I am too. I think going back to the roots, strong online run game. Yes, yes, running the Boise State offense for all you SEC podcasters that are so lazy that you can't look up who Bush Hamden is and you don't know what the Boise State offense is. So if you're new here, the I did a video on Bush Hamden. We talked about the Boise State offense. It has one objective: 200 yards rushing and 200 yards passing. That's the Boise State offense. That offense has worked. So, yeah, if we get 200 rushing and 200 passing. So, Zach Calzada does not have to be a hero. But these guys that are these lazy ass people on these podcasts that don't just pick up an iPad, as I do my iPad here, and look up something on Bush Hamden and who he is, and you would figure out what we're trying to do. Yes, run the ball, run the ball. I just put out Henry Boyer video came out last night. Big tight end from Illinois. Man, that guy's huge. It came out. There was a video of him. Somebody talking to him at practice either yesterday or today. Man, that guy is big. He's got big. He reminds me of T.J. Watt because he's got big, long arms. Man, he's got some big hands. He puts his hands on you. That's that was a smart pickup, Boyer, as a blocking tight end. Because if you watch that video, man, that guy can pancake block some people. But yes, our offensive line, yes, has to play well. I think it will. Uh, so yeah, Joshua Braun and Siaj Pete on the left side of the line. We're going to run left. Just wait and see. We're going to run left. Those two guys are going to NFL. Siaj Pete 6'8", yeah, 340, whatever. Yeah, he's going to the NFL. That dude is massive. So yeah, we, we were 10th in portal pickups in the nation, fourth in the SEC, and then you got some. I'm not going to use a bad word. Some analyst on Southeastern 16 saying we had dollar store players, and I'm like, dude, can you not look up information before you get on here and figure out what you're talking about? I never want to come on here unprepared. I mean, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I can look stuff up. I can tell you Jackson Arnold. I did a film on him, Auburn's quarterback. Man, that guy's he sucks. I can see why Oklahoma got rid of him. Sorry if there's any Auburn fans in here. No offense. The guy can throw a 15-yard pass and he can run. So yeah, we should get Auburn this year. Hugh Freeze, that's a guy on the hot seat. Hugh Freeze. Uh, David Lee says Jalen Farmer. Yes, yeah, they did KSR did a story on Jalen Farmer. They were bragging about Jalen Farmer. So we have uh, a really good. I mean, we got 8 really good offensive linemen. Now they did say this in practice. For those of you who've been watching, Mark Stoops said that the second team defense is beating the second team offense, and that the first team offense, first team defense is 50-50. Neither one's better. They're about even. But he said, yeah, the second team defense. So that tells you our second team offensive lineman hopefully will come along. But yeah, we got 8 really good ones. So it's just the center, man. We can't have a bad center. I don't know how you guys feel about Jagger Burton, but man, he's a senior. So come on, man, pick it up, dude. Uh, it's correctable is all I keep hearing about the snapping. All right. Well, I hope it's correctable because we're getting ready to play some really good teams. All right, we got 20 people in here. I'm Tom. This is Kentucky Football Nation. Thanks for coming by tonight. This is my channel. We talk about if you're from another school, shout it out. We'll take anybody. As long as you're respectable, you can Louisville fans, come on in. Tennessee fan, come on. Big Ten. I live in right across the river in Evansville, Indiana. So I'm surrounded by Big Ten fans, Indiana fans. And Indiana is really happy about their football team, but I'm not fond of their coach. But, I wish we had their schedule. Pardon me as I drink on camera. That's very rude of me. Sorry. Got a little frog in my throat there. All right. Well, welcome. Wolf Slager. David Lee said Wolf Slager looks pretty lean. Yes. I don't know if it'll hold up. Now, you know what, dude? That's all right. Let him be lean. I mean, he's three something and he was all conference in the MAC. And I think, okay, it's the MAC. But no, he's been bragged on. He's starting. So we're gonna see. If not, we got, like I said, we have 8 really good offensive linemen. So uh to me, I'm worried about the center. I'm not worried about Will Slager or Pete, Braun, Farmer. I mean, those guys. Man, where's I left off my roster here as I dropped something. Uh, yeah, I mean Malachi Wood. I mean, we didn't talk about him. Rob Fogler. We didn't talk about him. Those people that they mentioned. So that I mean, you look at Braun, Burton, Farmer, Pete, Will Slager, Wood, Wibberly, Fogler. We got 8 stellar offensive linemen. It's not going to be like last year. I keep telling these people on these podcasts that don't want to look stuff up, it's not going to be the same. You're going to see a different team, is what you're going to see. And if they stack the box, if you know the Boise State offense, that's what McGowan's in there for. They throw to the running back. That's what I hope we start doing it, is throwing to the running backs. I know we want to throw the tight end, but man, in that Boise State offense, the running back gets a lot of passes thrown to him. And if you try and blitz, man, we can get McGowan out there in space. We'll see. Uh, but if you don't know the Boise State offense, like these boys on SEC Unfiltered, it should be SEC Filtered. I saw that Nick Roush was on SEC Unfiltered. Don't watch those guys. Jesus Christ, man. Like I said, just lazy, just man, lazy. Don't look stuff up. Uh, like I said, Calzada sucks, but they can't tell me why. I've yet to hear somebody tell me, okay, why does he suck? He didn't suck at Texas A&M. He didn't suck at Incarnate Word. Why is I don't know. He just sucks. Okay, well, wow, that's a good job. You're psychic now. You just thought, yeah, I feel like he's gonna suck. Yeah, okay. Go Big Blue. What's up, nobody? Hey, welcome, brother. Hey, we got 20 people in here. I'm Tom. This is Kentucky Football Nation. We already talked about. You can watch the first 3 games right here. Well, you can't watch the game. We're going to have a chat stream, live stream running, and we'll talk about the game. As I can't show you the game, but I'll be looking at the game, and then we'll be talking about it together. So yes, we're going to do a pregame. I'm going to come on early. We're going to do a post game, and there won't be any commercials, and there won't be any yakking about the status, the what University of Kentucky debate team or anything like that. We're going to talk football, bowl bound, baby. Well, man, it'd be nice if we were bowl bound. Because I'm tell you what, you better hope Mark Stoops gets fired. Because I'm getting ready to lights, and I'm a new channel. I'm going into my 6th month here. April, May, June, July, August, September will be my 6th month, and I don't like these people dogging out Mark Stoops and saying he better get fired, or I'm getting ready to start calling out some podcasts by name. I don't have to call it the SEC Network. They're morons on there. They just don't care. We don't move the needle in football, so we don't even get talked about because we're not worth their time. Yeah. So nobody Stoops not going nowhere. I hope not. Yeah, we'll beat Vanderbilt. Look, Vanderbilt. Look, Diego Pavia. You want to talk about somebody that gained a little bit of weight, celebrating a little bit? He's gained a little bit of weight. Now he's a good quarterback. When he was at New Mexico State, I won some money off of him, and I knew when he came to Vanderbilt, oh, look out, he's a good quarterback. But yeah, they don't have anybody else. They're fifth. They're the last rated team in the power rankings. They are 58. So yeah, them and Mississippi State are in the 50s. We're 35. Louisville's 41. So if you go by the numbers, if we win Eastern Michigan, Toledo, Tennessee Tech, we should beat Vanderbilt and Louisville. All we got to do is get one more. That's 6. And we'll get somebody. I'm calling an upset right now. It's going to be like Ole Miss. We're going to get somebody who's going to sleep on us. Uh, we just need to be physical and knock the hell out of somebody. And that's what Randy on How About Them Effing Dogs podcast. I was on his podcast last night over there on the Georgia podcast, and they're very nice to me. And we were talking about Kentucky. And yes, we need to just line up and make it hurt. Whether we win or lose, you're going to know you're in a fight. I think Bill Curry, even though he's a lousy coach, used to say, "We might not win the game, but we're going to win the fight." Well, that's what we need to do. We need because we did not do that last year, and that was embarrassing. So uh, it's a shame. But hey, look, it's a new year. So get excited about football, okay? Don't listen to all these people on these SEC podcasts and college football podcasts and Paul Feinbaum. I got a little shorts promo video coming out tomorrow night where I kind of dog out I'll give you a little bit of hint. I kind of dog out some people by name on my little promo video you're going to see. But no, come over here and watch the game. All right. Get excited about football. That's what it's about. We're not going to sit here and be all sad. And yeah, they already got Stoops fired and John Summerall's the coach. Well, just hold up a damn minute. Can we play the season out first, guys, before we start talking about firing people? Let's just see what happens. Okay. Football is a funny sport, isn't it? Yeah, nobody was said Vanderbilt was going to win 7 games last year, and nobody said Alabama was going to lose 3 games. So anything can happen. Uh, all right, we got 22 people here. I'm Tom, this is Kentucky Football Nation. If you're from another school, hey man, shout out the school. What schools you're from? If you're not from Kentucky, what are you a fan of? Everybody's welcome here. Louisville, Tennessee. We'll take anybody that likes college football because that's what this is about. This is a fan channel. Nothing fancy. We're just going to watch the game and talk just like we're sitting here talking right now. I'm not going to eat. I'm sitting here drinking, which is kind of rude. I don't see anybody else do it. Well, I see one or two other people, but I'm not going to sit here and eat a sandwich in front of you guys, So, but yeah, we're just going to make this just a nice, relaxed place to watch a football game. It's going to be fun. Uh, so, Chris No says they need to be dogged out like UK can't have a winning football team. Yeah, Tennessee, Clemson. Yeah, yeah. Well, I got a lot of videos. If you go back and watch some of my videos, if you're new here, I've got a whole list of videos, shorts. I have a basketball portion of my channel. We will do basketball, but in my football portion, we talk about there's a good old boy network. We're not in the good old boy network. There's about 8 teams are, and there's 8 teams that aren't. Now we'll be in the good old boy network as long as we win. Once we lose, as you can see, uh, Billy Napier can have multiple losing seasons, and Hugh Freeze can have multiple, and they get excuses made for them. We have one bad year, and all of a sudden we suck, and Stoops needs to leave. It's like, wait a damn minute. What about Billy Napier? What about Oklahoma? What about Venerables? What about? Oh, no, 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 no. They're just need to recruit better. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I go over this in my videos. I've got one video. Paul Feinbaum is full of shit. I don't want to curse on here. I need to be a little more professional. But yeah, those guys make me mad. The Feinbaumers, man, those guys recite the same stuff. If you watch one of their shows, you watch all of them. Josh Pate, man, that guy. How does that guy have 300 some odd thousand followers? I don't know. Nobody. BS. They give Vandy, yeah, every year, yeah. Benefit of the doubt, yeah, yeah. Well, why not UK? Well, we know we've talked about this. If you're new in here, we're so good at basketball that it bleeds over into football. They don't want anybody good at two sports. They don't want. I mean, I know Florida won in basketball, but they didn't even talk about that on the SEC name. You wouldn't even know that Florida won a national championship in basketball. The basketball hatred bleeds over. There's a lot of people, Paul Feinbaum, that I just posted a How Mummy Paul Feinbaum where he tells a Paul Feinbaum story where Paul Feinbaum kissed his butt after he talked bad about him. But you're never going to get that from those guys. You know, they'll take us in basketball. See, the deal is all these years they needed us in basketball. We carried the SEC in basketball. Nobody else did. We did, and they didn't like that shit. Now they're good at basketball now. Everybody's good, but everybody's not going to stay good at basketball. So yeah, we'll carry the torch. They want us carrying the torch in basketball, and when it's football, sit down and shut up. Well, it's not going to be that way. Yes. So, hey, uh, We're not going anywhere. We were a founding member in this league. When they started this league in 1932, we were one of the founding 8 schools. I think it was 8. It's either 8 or 10 schools. We were one of the founders. We ain't going anywhere. So somebody else can leave. Okay. That's the way I feel about it. I don't know how you feel about it. Hey, if you're new, I'm Tom. This is Kentucky Football Nation. Welcome to my live. Glad that you're here. We will be doing the Toledo game. In fact, we'll be doing the first 3 games right here. We'll be doing a live chat during the game. I'm going to come on. We'll do a little uh, pregame, and we'll watch the game. We'll do a little postgame. We have been going an hour and 25 minutes. Man, that time is flying by. Tell you what, I enjoy talking to you guys. Um, Anybody here from another school? Anybody shout your, hey, you're welcome here if you're from another school. You are definitely welcome here. But if we got 18 Kentucky fans, well then hey, that's great too. I know KSR was doing a live when I got on. I'm like, well, I don't know how many people show up, so I'm happy 19 people are in here. So welcome if you're new. Welcome to Kentucky Football Nation. Um, yes, we will live stream the first 3 games here. And then I am a firefighter, so if I am on duty pulling a 24-hour shift, obviously I will not be able to. I know I looked at the South Carolina game. I work, but the ones, and same thing with basketball. We'll live stream basketball. We will talk about basketball here too. So, but this is primarily a football channel. Big Blue Breakdown. What camera do you use, man? Uh, Brother, all I use is a basic webcam, literally a $50 little webcam that you stick on the top of your camera. Look at your latency settings. There's settings when you start to do a live, you go in, don't put it on ultra low, put it on low. There's a latency setting. So look at your latency settings. Plus your lighting, dude. I don't know what's up with lighting. I got all my lights on in here. But yeah, I'm just using a $50. My wife goes, yeah, just use this $50 camera. It's literally sitting on top of my monitor. It's nothing fancy. I don't like those big microphones that you sit right here. I don't want anything, a barrier, because I'm going to stand up in a minute. Sometimes I stand up. I like to move around. So I like a headset, but that's me. Thanks, man. Yeah, I don't have a fancy setup. Let me see the. I don't even know what this cam. It's literally a $50 camera she bought off Amazon, and going through the YouTube studio. See, I don't know what kind of software before you're using, brother. I'm not using any software. I'm just going through the YouTube studio, and it makes everything so much easier. But yeah, look at your lighting and look at the software that you're running your channel through, because that might be it too. But latency settings, you can YouTube Google that. All right, guys, we got 17 people in here. What's on your mind, huh? How many games we going to win? Huh? If you look at everybody saying we're only going to win 3 games, we're not going to win any SEC games, and Mark Stoops is fired. That's the talking points. Every channel regurgitates the same thing over and over. Yeah, we say, yeah, Mark Stoops is gone. Yep. You know, yep. So I guess we'll have a new coach next year. John Summerall is going to be the coach. I don't know why. All these John Summerall fans. I don't know what the hell this guy's. I know he's a Kentucky boy. 7-5. You think so, Don K Fish? 7-5, dude. I'll take it, brother. I'll take 6-6, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think 7-5 is the high ceiling. Because if DJ Lagway is hurt and Tennessee's down this year, that's we could get a couple wins there. We've beaten these teams before. I mean, people act like we haven't beat Florida before. We beat Florida before. We beat South Carolina. It's not like Stoops hadn't beat these teams. I don't. These guys got amnesia. I think sometimes. It's like, damn. I mean, who can we not beat here? I mean, Texas, Georgia, okay, at Georgia, at Texas. Anybody else? Auburn? We should have. We just quit last year. We were up 10-0 on them, and then they just ran all over us. But Auburn, Hugh Freeze is on the hot seat. He's about to lose his job, and they got Jackson Arnold from Oklahoma, and he's awful. I think 8-4 is the ceiling. Wow. Okay. Well, that's pretty good, Don. If you think, hey, I'll take 8. Hey, man, I'll take high numbers you want, but I like 6. But yeah, I mean, I like all. We can get Auburn. We can get Tennessee. If Lagway's hurt, we can get Florida. We had problems with running quarterbacks. I don't know what it is. At South Carolina is going to be hard, and at Georgia hadn't lost at home since 2019, guys, an SEC game. So there you go. Texas starts off with Ohio State. Maybe they'll get beat. I'd like to get Texas in here. We were in that game in the first half, really. Uh, yeah, let's somebody like that. We're gonna get somebody like Texas. You wait and see. They're gonna be sleeping on us, and we're gonna get somebody. Florida, Tennessee, Louisville. Yeah, I mean, well, I'm with you. Those are winnable games. I mean, Don says we can get Tennessee, Ole Miss, Louisville, Toledo, Tech, Tennessee Tech, Auburn, yep, and Eastern Michigan. So you've got Eastern Michigan. But yeah, we can win. I mean, we can win those games. Will we win those games? But we have a chance to win those games. That's what this people that are doing SEC podcasts that don't look up who our offensive coordinator is. They don't know who Bush Hampton is. They don't know who Brad White is. They just know Mark Stoops. And they look at our schedule and this guy ain't gonna win 3 games. And Zach Calzada sucks. Even though I'm still waiting to figure out why he sucks. Would anybody here on SEC podcast, if you're in here spying on me, would you please tell me why Calzada sucks? Because I can't figure it out. Why does he didn't suck at Texas A&M, and he didn't suck at Incarnate Word. So why does he suck now? What all of a sudden he sucks? Why? You know, Chris, no, I think if the team believes, yeah, they have a chance to win every game. Well, look, the one thing that KSR talked about, Drew Franklin's been around the team, Matt Jones, Nick Roush, all those guys said that the environment around practice is very different. That practice is serious. When they're out there on the field, it's serious, and that's the way it should be. When you're out there, it's serious. They said the locker room has changed. It should have changed. There shouldn't be any more BS. This is not high school football. When you take that field, that other team's trying to kick. Not only is Texas trying to beat us, is Georgia trying to beat us, they're trying to embarrass us. Okay, especially when they see Kentucky. You think they want to lose to us? No, they want to win by like Florida did last year, win 48-17 and embarrass us. So we got to stop this. We need to get back to running the ball and playing some, hit slobber knocker defensive football. If you come through the line, you're going to get hit. So I think we're going to do that. So if you're new here, let's see. Mitch Barnhart came out and said last week in his press conference, Mark Stoops' job will not be dependent on how many wins and losses he has. I think what he's trying to say it's going to be on what's the attitude of the team, what's the locker room like, because that's more important than anything right now. I don't know. And stop instead of taking the $30 million and buying Stoops out. And they said this on the SEC podcast, which I sort of dug out a little bit in my promo video tomorrow. I do like Uncle Shane or whoever the cousin Billy Bob or whoever the hell they are. They do have a smart. They said take the $30 million that you're going to buy Stoops out with and get him some players, and then you won't have to buy him out. Hello, yeah. I mean, why buy him out? He'll buy some players, and then we win some games. Then nobody has to be bought out. Everybody lives happily ever after. So maybe that's the way it will go. I don't know. All right, guys, we're going to go a little bit longer. What do you want to talk about? I'm going to take a drink on camera. I'm not going to sneak off here. Man, um, I will sit here. I will sit here and talk for a little bit longer if you guys want to talk. We're going to do a Sunday night live. We're going to do one Sunday. You guys come here Sunday night. We're going to do one. So I'll usually do. I'll do a Sunday night, weekend, and a midweek, depending on my work schedule. This next 2 weeks I can do. I'm actually on vacation for about 2 weeks. So hey, I would like to get on here every night, but I don't want to bore you by getting on here every night. So we'll probably do it on Sunday. All right, guys. Like I said, if you're new here, I'm Tom. This is Kentucky Football Nation. We will live stream the first 3 games right here. We will have a live stream chat running. We can't show the game, but we'll have the game on, and I can talk about the game. I just can't show it, and you'll be watching it, and you can talk about the game. We'll be talking about it in chat stream about how great they're playing, and yeah. And then so we'll do a little pregame show. We'll come on early, and we'll watch. We'll live stream the chat, stream the game, and then afterwards we'll talk about it right here, right here. This is a football channel. We're going to talk about football. Uh, so yes, everybody is welcome. You don't have to be a Kentucky fan. You can be a Louisville fan. You can be a Tennessee fan as long as you're respectful. Uh, I was hoping somebody from another school would come in here. Octavian from Florida wasn't in here tonight. I had a Tennessee fan in here, a Louisville fan in here before, and you know what? I'm cool with Tennessee. What are you gonna say, dude? Josh Heupel's just kicking our ass. I mean, maybe Oklahoma will get him or something. I don't know, but man, there's always a team that you can't beat, and ours is Tennessee, and Tennessee will tell you theirs is Florida. So, um, what else are you optimistic about, guys? What are you looking for? I'm looking for Seth McGowan. I'm looking for our running game to run over some people. That's what I want. I want 200 yards rushing every game, and I want Calzada to manage the game. That's all we have to do. He does not have to be a hero. Just don't turn the ball over. Two stats that's going to be important for the rest of the year: time of possession and turnovers. If we lose the turn up, we are not good enough to turn the ball over and win games. We are not that good. We can't keep giving people the ball back. So we need to win time of possession and we need to win that turnover battle every game. Don K. Fish says, I think Calzada is a top 10 SEC quarterback. Yeah, I mean, I look at the people. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Aguilar from Tennessee, the Mississippi State guy, Jackson Arnold is awful. Awful. He can run, but man, the guy can't throw over 15 yards. Uh, so yeah, I mean Pavia is a little. We'll see how he does this year. Now Gunnar Stockton, we'll see how he does. I was talking to Randy, who's on the he's on the Georgia podcast that comes over. Everybody's worried about Gunnar Stockton. Randy from those F and Dogs podcast, who was here on our last live, who's doing Alabama tonight, says that Gunnar Stockton will be fine. But yeah, you start looking at these quarterbacks, and you're like, you know, I mean, he's the guy from Ole Miss, Austin Simmons. We don't know how he's never started before. So yeah, Calzada can be top 10, definitely. I mean, that dude's 26. I mean, he's 25 years old. Damn man, how many years? I mean, he's got two kids and a mortgage here. What do you? I mean, yeah, he's collecting Social Security. He should be able to. Don K. Fish, he has breakout potential. Yeah, he does. He can run the ball. Incarnate Word, raise your hand if you know what famous quarterback went to Incarnate Word in the last 5 years. Super stellar quarterback went to Incarnate Word. Do we know who it is? I came in late. That's all right, Dustin. I'm gonna stay on for a while, buddy. I'll stay on a little bit for you. Hey, I'll stay on 20 more minutes for you. Stream definitely watch the stream back. Yeah, well, we can. Cam Ward, thank you. See, Dustin knew the answer. Cam Ward, thank you, Big Lou. Right now, the number one pick in the draft played his first 2 years at Incarnate Word, just like Calzada. And all of a sudden, but Calzada can't be good because he went to Incarnate Word. But Cam Ward can. Oh, I messed up some Tennessee fans. I went on their channel and they were on a live and they had no comeback when I said, well, they didn't even know. Tennessee fans, the Titans pick him number one, and you don't even know he went to Incarnate Word. You know why you didn't know? Tennessee podcast and SEC podcast, because you didn't look it up. All you had to do was got your. I wonder where Cam Ward. Uh, Damn, he went to Incarnate Word. Yeah. So no, Calzada had a stellar year last year. I mean, the guy threw what 35 touchdowns. I mean, I don't care what league it is. He threw 35 touchdowns. That's pretty good, and threw for 3,700 yards. He's got an arm. Chris, no, I'm optimistic simply because I believe in Mark Stoops. I do too. I believe he can win. I look, Mark Stoops, but 13 years, he can win. Yes, he can win. We need to get the grit, yeah, toughness. We just need to go back to what you're good at. You know, stick to his strengths. He's the winningest coach in the history of our school. And I know there's people that want us to go win the national championship in football. But look, guys, you gotta be optimistic here. How many teams? What in the last 50 years? Only six SEC teams that won a national title. Well, eight if you count Oklahoma, Texas. So eight of the 16, half. The other half haven't and probably won't. Okay, South Carolina's probably not. I mean, I like South Carolina, but you look at the other teams, us, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, it's just not going to happen. Uh, Ole Miss, they're not going to win. So Dustin Calzada should be good. Yeah, he will be. Yeah, Cam Newton, right? We talked about Cam Newton. Big Blue breakdown. Are you going to do a full schedule prediction? I have not done one. Let's do a full schedule prediction. Well, you know what then? let's do it right now. Big Blue Breakdown. I did it at the beginning, one of my very first videos, but I need to update it. Okay, how many people think we can beat Toledo? I think that's one. We could get Ole Miss. Okay, that's to be two. We're going to get Eastern Michigan. So we're either going to be 2-1. South Carolina, I don't know what else at South Carolina, at Georgia, Texas, Tennessee. I'm not going to give us Tennessee because we never beat them. We're going to get Auburn. We're going to get Tennessee Tech. We're going to get Vandy, and we're going to get Louisville. So I got 7 potential wins right there. That's what I'm calling 6 or 7 wins. I got Toledo. I got Eastern Michigan. I got Ole Miss. I got Auburn. I got Tennessee Tech, Vandy, Louisville. So yeah, I'm calling out 6-6, 7-5. No reason why we can't do that. And if Florida, if DJ Lagway's hurt, now you're looking at, maybe we can get them because let's face it, Billy Napier's on the hot seat and Hugh Freeze from Auburn's on the hot seat. And look, Ole Miss is all the pressure's on Ole Miss. We don't have to beat Ole Miss. All the pressure's on them and their new quarterback. So yeah, but if we could start off 3-0, look out. If we start off 3-0 and then we have a bye week, which we do, and then after the bye week, who do we play? Texas? No, South Carolina. So yeah, I mean, if we get on a roll, look out. Dustin says Florida. I think we got to get. It'd be nice to get Florida. Yes, it would, Dustin. 6-6, but definitely going to be 7-5. Big Blue Breakdown. I hope you're right, brother. I hope you're right. Hope I'm wrong. Dustin says I'm going to the Florida game. Oh, cool. Well, good. We gotta win. Yeah, we gotta win. We need to beat them over Tennessee. What do you think? Beat Florida, Tennessee. You know what, man? Tennessee's the team that we over the years, man, we have lost to them every way. But you know what? They're down this year. Um, they're having locker room problems. We had guys. One of the best defensive. Who's Boo Carter? Is he a receiver or one of their players? Boo Carter. I don't know if he's a receiver or a defensive player. They're having problems in the locker room. So Tennessee's having problems. But you know what? Let me tell you about Tennessee. They got Josh Heupel as their coach, and let me tell you what, that guy is good. Don't bet against Josh Heupel. I mean, if he wasn't their coach, I would put us down for a win against Tennessee. But I just can't do it with him being the coach because he's just man. I mean, we lost. I cannot believe we lost 45 to 42 that one year when Levis and we had 500 yards of offense and 42 points and we lost. I've never seen that before. I looked at the box score. How do you get 500 yards and 42 points and lose? But we did. Yeah, so for us to beat Tennessee, we got to have low scoring games, guys. We're not going to beat anybody in a shootout. We need games 24-20, 28-24. When you start getting up in the 30s, and we're not going to be able to, we can't do that. So we need nice games in the 20s. That's what we need. We need for our defense and our offense to run the clock and keep the other team off the field. That's what we need. That's what I feel like. Don K. Fish. I think we need to start the Western Kentucky Transfer Center. We were talking about that, Don. We were talking about that. Jagger Burton is having issues. You cannot go into the season with someone who cannot get a clean snap to the quarterback. Come on. And then they're getting on there and saying it's correctable. But Stoops said one thing last week, and he just said it real quick. He said, we can always move Jagger Burton over to right guard. And I was thinking, why did he say that? Then a couple of days later, it came out Jagger Burton's having problems. Yes, play Wilberly. That guy can play. If you go back and watch some highlights of some Western games, Wilberly can play. So it's going to be a short lease for Jagger Burton. And plus, the center makes all the calls, the protection, the line calls. So, dude, the center is the most important position on your offensive line. You can't mess that one up. So, yes, we'll see what happens. Dustin says our defense is always stellar. If they can be what, yes, we were talking about that. Yes. Brad White had a press conference today. Mike Stoops, the linebacker coach, said the linebackers are coming along. If you look at our defense, we have 11 solid players. I just did a Brad White video. If you haven't seen my Brad White video, I put out a week or so ago. We go over the first depth chart of the 11 starters. We have 11 solid starters. Mike Stoops said we have 7 good linebackers that we have a rotation of linebackers. Stoops said, so yeah, we have really good players. We were 44th in defense, get back in the 30s. You know, man, if we get in the 20s, but I'll take the 30s. We just need our offense not to be 109th because that's what killed us. Yes, a short leash, Don, on Jagger Burton. Yeah, it's going to have to be. I mean, dude, you cannot, like I said, you can't turn the ball over. The way you lose to Toledo is you turn the ball over and you keep giving that quarterback. Tucker Gleason's probably going to play in the NFL, guys. Now, as I said, Toledo runs the shotgun. They run the air raid. They run a kind of a hybrid air raid. He's in the shotgun all the time. He's going to take off running. But if you keep giving him the ball back, and if it's close in the fourth quarter, and you give Tucker Gleason a chance to win the game, he's going to win the game. So don't do that. We can't be turning the ball over. Son of a gun says those bad snaps are killers. Yeah, drive killers. And you give the, you even if you don't give, it's not a turnover. The guy had to pick the ball up off the ground and then look away and then look up and try to find his receivers. Yeah, that's not good. Uh, I mean, I'm not a center, but I would be to think the first requirement of a center would be able to snap the ball. I don't know much about football, but I'm just guessing that would be the one thing you need to do good if you're a center. I could be wrong. Uh, Dustin, do you like think or do you think Bush Haddon mixes up the offensive plays? Yes, you know what, Dustin? I'm gonna give you some hope, brother. Yes, he is because he is going to now. He had Cohen's players. He brought in everybody he needed. We are going to run the Boise State offense. Go back and look at a Boise State game from 2023. Whenever now, I think they were 6-6. But you look at how Bush Hammond called those games. I went back and looked at a couple of those games because I actually want to get on here and know what I'm talking about. And they, uh, as I've said, I think you've heard me say, the goal of the Boise State offense: 200 yards rushing, 200 yards passing. So yes, I think he's going to mix it up. I think he's going to throw to McGowan out of the backfield because they threw to the running back a lot more than we ever have with Cohen here. So I know we want to throw the tight end, but I noticed in the Boise State offense they were throwing to the running back. So yes, you're going to see a balanced offense. It's going to be better than last year. Yes, it will not be like last year. We couldn't block anybody, and the quarterback quit after about the sixth game. So Bush Hamden was just stuck. But you'll see difference. Don K. Fish says, I think Kentucky's going to beat Toledo. Oh, yeah. Listen, Toledo, here's what they're not telling you about Toledo. They lost all their offensive linemen. They have 5 new offensive linemen who haven't played together, and this will be their first game playing together. We're catching them at a good time. Yes, he runs. They run out. They stay in the shotgun the majority of the time, or they did last year and the last 2 years. So yes, we just need to get a pass rush and just keep him off the field. Big blue breakdown. I think the offense is going to be creative. Yes, not just trick plays. Yes, I think it's going to be creative. Is we're going to when we get inside the 10-yard line, we're going to hand the ball to Dowdell. He's going to run over some people, and we're going to score. That's what I hope. That's how creative I hope Dowdell's the guy nobody's talking about because they don't look shit up. They don't realize he scored 12 touchdowns last year, and he was top 5 in the nation on 3rd and 1 and 3rd and 2, picking up a first down. They don't look that up either because they're too lazy. So no, Dowdell's the guy that you're going to see, and the left side of the line, Braun and Pete, they're going to run left, and good luck on the defense that has to go up against the left side of our line. Chris Snow says I went to the Belt Bowl when Bowden was quarterback. Yes, Virginia Tech. Yes. Yeah, he threw a pass at the end of the game and mixed it up. Everybody thought he was going to run, and he actually threw a pass. Even though it was a nasty looking pass, they weren't expecting it, and we won the Belt Bowl. Son of a gunner says, just start a game with a sweep. Just don't start a game with a sweep. A sweep? Yeah, I don't think in that offense, I don't think we're going to start with a sweep. Well, I mean, most people don't run that. Maybe look. One thing about Toledo is their defensive line. Our offensive line outweighs their defensive line, and our defensive line outweighs their offensive line. What does that tell you? We should win the line battles on both sides of the ball. So there's no reason 9.5 is the line. We should cover that 9.5. If you're a betting man, bet the 9.5. We should cover that. Big blue breakdown. I think Zach's going to be good outside the pocket. Yes, He can run. If you, I broke down tape. I have a Zach Calzada video that's about 6 weeks old, but we broke down his tape of whenever he played at Texas A&M and Incarnate Word, and he runs. Definitely at Incarnate Word, he ran a lot, and he's pretty fast for his size. I was surprised at how fast he was. Yeah, look, he's a big dude. Stoops already talked about that. He can take some hits. He can. I mean, this dude's 25 years old. I mean, you playing against 18, 19-year-olds. I mean, hit somebody. I mean, come on. You got a safety coming up that's 205 or something. I mean, 185. I mean, yes, he should be able to run. Calzada is going to do well in this offense. I'm telling you right now, if these, I can't use a bad word. What's the word for stupid? If these people on these podcasts would just look at what offense we're going to run and look at the players we have as a whole, instead of just looking at our schedule and looking at Mark Stoops and going, oh, they're going to lose. I mean, wow, I'm a genius. I'm psychic. Um John K. Fish, he is better. He's a better all-around quarterback now than he was. Yes, I agree. My best friend, one of my best friends, is a Texas A&M alum. I've told this story before. If you're on here, I'm Tom. This is Kentucky Football Nation. You're welcome to say anything. One of my best friends is a Texas A&M alum. As soon as we got Calzada, I called him. He goes, "Dude, Zach Calzada's a good quarterback." Jimbo Fisher. They went 8-4. They beat Alabama that year with Nick Saban. They went 8-4. Jimbo Fisher needed a scapegoat because he's making all kinds of money. They blame it on Calzada. Auburn says, "Come over here." He gets hurt. He doesn't play at Auburn. Goes to Incarnate Word. He's never played bad. He hasn't played bad anywhere he's been. But somehow these psychic people on SEC podcasts, Southeastern 16, are all psychic, and he's going to play bad. But I can't figure out why. Why is he? Because he's wearing a Kentucky helmet, guys. So you got to understand, Josh Pate is the guy. What word did he use? I did a video on him. You just got to understand how it is. If you're wearing a Kentucky helmet, you're no good. If Zach Calzada played for Auburn, if Zach Calzada played for Oklahoma, he'd be rated a top 8 quarterback. But he plays for Kentucky. You put a Kentucky jersey on, and you suck now. It's amazing to me. Wow. I mean, I got to do more podcasts. I really do. Hey man, Ethan Hurley. Ethan Hurley, welcome to the show, brother. I think we surely beat Eastern Michigan. Tell you, oh yeah, yeah. Ole Miss is going to be a tough game. Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, they got a good coach. He's not going to lose this twice. He rushed a lot last year. Yes, Don Dustin says Ole Miss has lost. Yeah, okay. So we gave this stat out. Ole Miss, out of all the SEC teams, lost the most percentage of players. So they lost the most people out of all 16 SEC teams. What does that tell you? They better have brought in some good players, but it does mean they haven't played together. And that quarterback, even though I've heard good things about him and he's been in the program a long time, he's really smart. This is going to be his first road game against us. So I hope Brad White has something for him. Don K. Fish, 300 plus yards. Well, I hope he gets 300 plus yards. Ethan says, oh, yeah, I think we can beat them. Just going to be a dogfight. We always do well against Ole Miss. We should have beat them with Will Levis that one year. A touchdown got called back, or we would have beat them. So you look, I like their coach. Now that who's Ole Miss's coach? Please, Lane Kiffin. Sorry, I like Lane Kiffin. He's a nice guy, but look, he's overrated, and I mean, we can get him. They have trouble with us, so we can get them. Kiffin can't play the fake injury. Yeah, yeah, there can't be anybody falling down. Man, I hate that. That and the stupid coach for South Carolina that was doing a bunch of junior high school stuff too, putting the arms out or whatever on a kickoff. Man, these guys, if you're a good coach, don't do that junior high school stuff. Lane Kiffin, but you know what? We can get those guys. Just run the ball down. Just don't put their offense on the field. One podcast said, "Yeah, we're going to do 7-minute drives and kick a field goal." Well, I hope so. Ethan says, "I don't like Lane. He had them dudes fake. Yeah, I don't like it either. Faking injuries. I agree." Dustin says, "How do you think we'll do against Louisville? We should beat them. We're 35 in the power rankings. They're 41, so that means we're close. We should beat them." But let me tell you this: Jeff Brom's a good coach. It's at home, but they have such a weak schedule. I mean, I hope we're not beat up. My only thing with us is we by the time we get to that last game, we need to be motivated, whether we're beat up or not. Because they don't. I mean, they play a couple of hard games, but they've got the six hardest schedule in the ACC. Their strength of schedule is not even in the top 50. I didn't see it in the top 50. So well, we should beat them unless we're beat up. But there's no reason why we shouldn't go in there and win that game. Uh, so yeah, we need to get them. So, but hey, Jeff Brom is a good coach, so it will not be easy. None of these games we don't have any other than the Tennessee Tech, Eastern Michigan, and really Toledo. I wouldn't even call it. We don't have very many easy games, guys. You know, we didn't get Mississippi State. We didn't get Arkansas. We didn't get Missouri. Those are all the bottom feeder teams. We didn't get. All we got was Vanderbilt out of those four teams. Nobody's going to cry for us though, because they want Stoops to look. They want Stoops to go away. I want you guys to understand this. We're at almost at 2 hours here. They're done with Stoops. It was a good story winning as coach, but they need him to leave now. They need us to go on. It's like we're in the club and we're dancing. We went 4-8. They came and got us and said, "Oh, it's time for you guys to leave." The bouncers came and got us, and it's time for us to leave now. The party's over. It was a good story, but that's at Vanderbilt. As soon as Pavia leaves, we had Mike Leach died at Mississippi State. Once Mike Leach passed away, we don't need Mississippi State. Nope, y'all got to go. So we're not in the good old boy network. Chris, no, I don't know about Calzada or Dowdell. I didn't know this about Calzada or Dowdell. I'm more excited about the upcoming season. Dowdell's a good back. Like I said, 12 touchdowns. You get him inside about the 3 yard line. Good luck. He ran over some Ohio State guys and got in. So yeah, he's a really really good running back, and we needed him. Dustin says, "Okay, this is a bit far out, but what about next year?" I don't know because they are already nobody knows what the SEC schedule is going to be. They're going to vote on 8 or 9 games. They're going to figure that out in the next couple of weeks. I think it's going to stay 8. If it stays 8, we're supposed to get 3 common opponents. And it depends on, and then rotate everybody else in. It depends on who the 3 common opponents were. I saw Georgia, South Carolina, and either Missouri. I think Missouri. I've seen that before. It just depends on who our common opponents are and how we rotate through. But we can't keep playing the same schedule. So, man, the SEC's got to do something. I mean, let's just, I think we're going to stay at 8 games. And I think we're gonna well, unless they take the money. There's a lot of money being offered, but I think there's enough schools supposedly that want to stay at 8. So yeah, it just depends on who our common opponents are. Man, I mean, you can't give us Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina. I mean, give us a Vanderbilt, a Mississippi State. Come on, a Missouri, and we'll rotate everybody through. Texas A&M's never been to Kentucky. I mean, what are we doing here? Why are we playing the same schedule twice? What I don't even understand why we would do that. So that didn't make any sense to me. Dustin, did you have a good birthday? Oh, yes, brother, I sure did. My guys on shift at the firehouse, they cooked me a meal. Yep, they cooked me food. They got me a cake. Yeah, we had a nice little celebration. And now I'm on vacation for a week. So yeah, I had a good birthday, man. Hey, when you're older, every birthday is a good birthday because you made it to another year. All right, guys, I'm gonna go a few more minutes. We got 23 people in here. I'm gonna go a few more minutes. I'm Tom. This is Kentucky Football Nation. The first 3 games: Toledo, Ole Miss, Eastern Michigan. We will chat. We will live stream the chat right here. We cannot show the game, but we can have the game on and we can talk about it, chat as the game is going on. So we'll have a pregame show. I'll come on before the game. We'll do the game and we'll chat after the game right here. First 3 games. I'll have a little promo video short coming out tomorrow, and then a week before the game, I'll remind everybody out there in YouTube world that hey, if you want to come watch some Kentucky football, you come right here. Yeah, because obviously, there's a few good Kentucky football channels, BBN Loyal channel, and but man, there's not many. There's not many. I'm probably going to get asked to go on. I'll go on another channel, but I'm not an expert. But I do know our roster. Guys, I'm going to say in a few minutes. What do you want to talk about before we get off here? Anybody got something they want to talk about? Who you want to talk about? Sunday night's going to be our next chat, guys. Sunday night, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. I will be right here, and we will talk about it. Not a lot of news coming out of practice. Like I said, Brad White gave a press conference, didn't say too much. Mike Stoops, linebacker coach, said gave a press conference. Linebackers are coming along. Um, so hey, it's summer camp. Like I said, the only problem I see is Jagger Burton and snapping the ball. And we have two good quarterbacks. So let's start off with Calzada and see what happens. All right, 15 people. I got 15 likes. All right, guys. Well, we're at 2 hours. Who wants to ask me one more? Let's talk about one more subject. Somebody pick a subject. One more before we get off here. We can't just leave with me standing here. So, what do you want to talk about? Let's do one more subject. I got time. What do you want to talk about? Dustin, anything else? Who came in tonight? Ethan, I appreciate you coming in. Come on back, Ethan. Don K. Fish, Dustin. How hopeful your season? Truly hopeful, hopeful, because I have faith in Bush Hamden running that offense. I have faith in our offensive line and our running backs. We have three stellar running backs. Look, we don't have to. This doesn't have to be pretty for us to win in this league, okay? We can win by just playing good defense and running the ball. And that's what we need to do. So I am truly hopeful. I know we're going to win over 4 games. I already bet money. I wouldn't have bet money if that, but no, we're not going to go winless in the SEC, guys. It's just not going to happen. We got too good of offensive line. Dustin, yes. Yes, I don't think Stoops will get fired this year unless we just totally go 3-9. Or, I mean, look, if we win 5 or 6 games and it's going to be how we play. I don't want to see anybody quitting. I want to see some close games. Look, we play 5 of the top 15 teams, guys. How many games do you think we're going to win out of 5 of the top 15 in the power? I mean, 1 out of 5, 2. I mean, if we can win 1 out of 5, I mean, you look at Georgia. Georgia's not going to lose. Texas is not going to lose very many games. Georgia's not going to lose very many games. Tennessee's no. Ole Miss is in the power rankings. We can get Ole Miss. Florida's in the. We can get Florida. So yeah, Tennessee. I don't know if they're in there or not, but South Carolina's in there. I don't know about South Carolina, but Ole Miss we can get. Yes, and who did I say? Ole Miss and whoever else I said. I think we're going to shock somebody. So, all right, guys. Well, look, that's it for tonight. I will be back here Sunday night. Dustin says, Ethan, I love you. I love the running backs and the O line. Yes, yes. Penalties. Yes, yes. We cannot get penalties, and we cannot turn the ball over. Uh, on us. Yes, people are sleeping on us, son of a gunner. Good night. All right, guys. Listen. Sunday night, 7:30 Eastern. Excuse me, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. The states split up, guys, in Indiana, in Kentucky, and Indiana. Yes, I am on Central Times. So 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. Come back here. We talk football. Okay. So 2 nights a week at least. Keep your notifications on. If something goes down between now and Sunday and it's important, I'm gonna jump back on here. Okay. So I will jump back on here. Other than that, listen, man, be safe out there. I'm on vacation this week. I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna sit in my lawn. Well, I probably won't sit in the lawn chair. I'll sit a little bit. I'm gonna do some yard work and chill and enjoy the summer. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. And listen, I'll see you Sunday night at 7:30. Hey, listen, get happy because we're gonna be good. Go Cats.